Hi everyone, Jess here from First Mile. We haven't been live for a while, so welcome back everyone. Today we've got a very special guest. We've got Jess, the founder of zero waste shop Jarr Market. So yeah, you've got two Jesses today. You've got me from First Mile, and then obviously Jess from Jarr Market. So we'll just wait for Jess to join the chat. Hi everyone. And and then in honour of Plastic Free July, I've got loads and loads of questions for her. So excited for you guys to hear all of her, tips and recommendations on how to, live a more sustainable lifestyle and all that jazz. Jess, whenever you're ready, hello, come on in.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice
Hi,
to
Jess.
meet you.
Yeah. Great name.
Exactly.
Yeah. How are you? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I just closed up the shop and just cleaned up a little bit, so it's looking good.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. Yeah. All good. Thank you. Very, very excited. For today, and really, really keen. In order because of Plastic Free July to have you on today, telling us all your tips and recommendations and all your stories.
Yeah, it's a good month.
Yeah. So I think what everyone would love to know, obviously including me, is who are you? How did you start Jarr Market? I know you guys recently celebrated your first birthday. So how did that all start?
Yeah, we celebrated our anniversary on Monday last week. It's been a year since we opened, and it feels like a lifetime, and also 3 seconds ago that we opened. I decided to quit my job. I had an office job. I was a project manager at a startup, and I was just kind of becoming increasingly frustrated by how little I could do kind of as a person with no zero waste shops near me, and kind of as an individual, I felt like I wanted to do more, and I also just wasn't happy at my job. I felt like I wanted to do something more meaningful, and I had visited a couple of zero waste shops both in the UK and around the world, and I just thought they were such fantastic places. Just really kind of the future of how we should be shopping, and also just on a personal level, it is a really happy place for me. It's so satisfying to bring your own containers in and to have something that you can just do every day or every couple of days to actively reduce your waste. It feels quite empowering, and it's also just satisfying, to go home with a bunch of shopping and there's no plastic in sight. So I decided to kind of do some research around how feasible it was, and I did, a couple of courses, and I learned a lot, and then started looking for a location and ended up finding one in Herne Hill in South London.
Is that where you personally live, or was it?
No, I'm actually a little bit further away, but just found this great location with a really supportive landlord, and it kind of just seemed like a great opportunity. Yeah, and it's a great place, Herne Hill. There's so many really supportive customers, and it's a real community feel. People are really involved and want to do more. So it's really great around here.
Okay, amazing. And how how did you actually physically start it? Also, you found the location, got there, but how does that actually work then? What were the next steps?
So next steps were finding suppliers, and we've always kind of tried to find suppliers that have the same values as us. So we're a plant-based shop. We only sell kind of plant-based foods, cleaning supplies, toiletries, so that was important for us as well. We sell mostly organic. We sell ethical and fair trade, and companies that care about reducing waste as well. Also more local and independent suppliers is also an important factor for us. So that was a really fun part of the job, kind of looking at all these suppliers and kind of talking to them and having them be just as excited as us. And then also, obviously, just designing the shop, we tried to keep zero waste in mind. As I'll show you later with kind of the design, I give you a little tour. Almost everything in the shop is like from recyclable materials, so mostly glass, wood, and we even have like scaffolding pipes as like our shelving units.
Oh, cool.
And it's like chipboard wood as well, which is, you know, pieces of wood that would have gone to waste. Yeah, so that was also really fun, kind of designing the layout. And it's a small shop, but we have over 300 products, and it's just because, you know, we have enough storage space to have those products, but we also just have like a well-designed shop front so that we can have as many products as possible in a small space.
Cool. And with everything that obviously has been going on the last few months and lockdown and all that, what did you notice in terms of like your customers and engagement? And did you notice like a massive shift in consumerism? Like, did you manage to stay open during lockdown?
Yeah, so we actually didn't close at all. Other than a few days when we were overwhelmed with the amount of customers and we just needed a break.
Wow. Yeah.
Because as soon as lockdown kind of started, we had like crowds of people, I guess, you know, trying to like stockpile a little bit and get ready. And there was anxiety. There was like things in the supermarket you just couldn't find that we never ran out of. Like, we never ran out of toilet paper. We never ran out of pasta. We never ran out of hand soap, which were things that were like other people were really struggling to find.
Yeah.
So we were really lucky because we had a lot in storage and we managed to stay open. We had to control the quantities that people were taking because they were trying to buy like kilos and kilos of products. We had to try to, you know, distribute it evenly so that it would last longer. But yeah, we have seen an increase since lockdown. I think in general, more people are cooking at home, maybe experimenting with like bread making or fermenting kombucha, or they're also washing up more. So we're selling washing up or dishwasher tablets, our hand soap. We also started selling like refills of hand sanitizer. So obviously that it's necessary for people to buy hand sanitizer, but we wanted to provide a way for them to refill those tiny little plastic bottles without having to buy 100 other plastic bottles.
Amazing.
And now we're selling reusable face masks so people don't have to use disposable ones. So yeah, we have seen an increase. It's slowly gone back to normal a little bit, but I think more people are kind of adopting, you know, some interesting hobbies. And we did have, like, serious flour shortages when everyone was making bread. It was crazy, you know, like 100 people coming to ask if we had any bread every day. Any flour.
Wow. I have yet to try that myself.
Yeah, it was a very popular hobby for a while there.
Oh, cool. And did you notice, I don't know if there were so many people that maybe you didn't, but, you know, was it like the same people, you know, like, do you have like regulars, like same people that like, you know, come over and over, or did you notice actually it was like loads of new people that hadn't ever really been to like zero waste shops before?
So we've always had our regulars who are amazing supporters of us. They come in, you know, every week or every couple of days, and we know them really well. And they're always kind of very engaging and really supportive. And we also started finding new customers. I think, you know, if someone says like, oh, there's pasta at this shop where there's nowhere else there's pasta, then they kind of find us, and then maybe
they find you
with us. Yeah. Or flour, you know, there was rumors going around about where to find flour, and that's one of the ways people found us as well.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that, that you guys managed to stay open and stuff during lockdown, and that
we kind of had to adapt how we do things. So we kind of serve customers at the door now, and we do all the refilling for them. Just control because it's a small shop, so we can't have that many people in. And we found that this way really works. People just like love being able to just stand at the door, have some distance, have their containers refilled for them, and then it just works out really well for us as well.
Yeah. Cool. And I have to ask, obviously coming from First Mile, how does recycling fit into your whole sustainability approach? And you know, what do you recycle with First Mile?
Yeah, so the concept of zero waste is basically sending zero to landfill. And the way that is done is with the 5 R's. So refuse, like refusing things that you don't need and adopting a more minimalistic lifestyle. Reusing what you already have, so making the most of the resources that are already at your disposal. Reducing the amount that you buy as well. Recycling, so choosing products that are, you know, recyclable over non-recyclable. And the 5th R is rot, so composting. And those are the principles that we try to base our products around, and our choices, and our, you know, the lifestyle of zero waste.
Yeah.
So zero waste ideally would not require recycling, and it would all happen in a circular system where, for example, we do have some systems in place where we're brought, for example, like granola in big tubs, which we can then send back to them. They clean them out and they refill and then send them back to us. So there's zero waste and there's no need to recycle. But obviously that system is not in place with a lot of products, and it's not always possible. So when that happens, you know, there is packaging involved, but we try for it to be as little as possible. So we order most of our food in big sacks of 25 kilos, which are mostly paper sacks. A lot of our food also comes in cardboard boxes, and sometimes there is a couple, you know, of products that we can't get and that come in plastic, but we try to reduce that as much as possible. So what we love is obviously sending to you guys who also have like a zero to landfill policy, where we give you cardboard boxes or paper sacks or a bit of plastic, and you guys can do the best with that possible.
Yeah, amazing. Cool.
Yeah, we don't have much to throw out. We kind of recycle. We put our recycling out once a week, and it's usually like maybe 1 or 2 bags and cardboard boxes. So I think we do actually really, you know, make the most of everything that we have as much as possible.
Yeah, great. And if someone is like just starting they've been really inspired by Plastic Free July and they're starting their like plastic free journey, what would be like your top one like priority or recommendation for them to, like, an easy way, you know, a few tips like to get going?
Yeah. So I think what I struggle with most is forgetfulness. So I think I have to just be very prepared when I'm leaving the house. And so I tend to have certain things with me when I leave the house that just really help me make that way easier. So for example, just always having an extra tote bag in my backpack. So if I happen to go shopping, I don't need a plastic bag. I always have a water bottle in my bag so that I can refill from tap water instead of buying plastic bottles. I always have like a little keep cup, coffee cup that I can go to cafes and just ask them to refill in that. Or like a metal straw, or like reusable cutlery. And those things are just things that you can like leave in your backpack forever and just forget about them until you're like, oh, I'm so glad I have them because I really need them right now.
Yeah.
So I would say just being prepared when you leave the house is the most important.
Cool.
Ideally go to a bulk shop because it will make your life so much easier. And there are websites that show you the zero waste shop to you. For example, called use.less, and it will show you like the closest zero waste shops to you. So that will make your life a lot easier. And then also just, you know, choosing to reduce, you know, make the most of what you already have. Refusing things like plastic straws when you don't need them. Buying fruit and veg that are unwrapped. So there's little habits, and I would say like don't get down by how daunting it can be. Just kind of go little by little and learn read. There's so many amazing resources and blogs and books nowadays that you can really like learn so much with. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. If anyone's watching, start that and let us know how you get on.
Yeah, exactly.
And so this is a question that, you know, it's more, it's your opinion, like it's not right or wrong, but what do you think, because obviously you're, you know, an expert in the industry, but what do you think will the future of plastic and all that look like in like 5 to 10 years? Because I think governments were taking such great steps, like banning single-use plastics in like several different countries. It was all happening, and then obviously COVID-19 hit us, and so many governments were like, oh, actually we're going to put that on hold for a bit, or we're going to, if some were saying, oh, it'll be banned by 2022, it's now become 2025, or they've just paused it. So what do you think the future holds in that respect?
Obviously, I understand that health has to come first, and that if there is a risk, like, you know, health comes first, and as sad as that is, like it is, you know, very important. But, you know, there's been a lot of research to show that actually packaging is not a really good carrier for the virus, so that the risks are really, really low, and there are ways to avoid it. For example, if I take my reusable coffee cup into the cafe, they don't even need to touch my cup. They can just pour from their mug straight into mine, and there's like zero contact. And we do the same thing in the shop when people bring in their jars to be refilled. We ask them to place them on the scale. We pour from our jug straight into their container without touching it, and so there's zero risk there. So I think it's just about kind of adapting as much as we can to the current situation or whatever our way. I do think regardless, over the next 5 to 10 years, companies, or like especially supermarkets, are gonna have to adapt, because people are just starting to demand it. And just companies in general are going to start to have to be more transparent with kind of their ethics and their sustainability and what they're doing, because customers are starting to, you know, vote with their money and you know, invest in companies that they believe in, that, you know, support their values. So yeah, I think that we're seeing a huge change, and hopefully it will continue on the same trajectory.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's a positive response, because I feel like you said, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, the virus can live on you know, on your reusable stuff, this and that, so everyone's just buying, you know, I've just seen a lot of people say, oh my god, I've never bought so much, you know, single-use plastics and all that, and actually, if you look at the science behind it, you don't need to do that. It's fine. You can, like you said, reuse your own stuff, and then you don't even need to touch other people's Tupperwares or cups and this and that.
Exactly. And I think that forcing a lot of people to slow down and spend more time at home has kind of made them just become more aware of like their waste or their patterns of behavior, you know, increasing like slowing down in terms of like cooking for yourself, and maybe like self-care, and all of those are really positive things that will hopefully increase kind of sustainability as well.
Yeah. We've got Bruce, our CEO, actually asking you a question. What do you think of big supermarkets trialing the refill sections? He says, I think Waitrose is doing a trial. Is it going mainstream?
I mean, I feel like we've been hearing about these supermarkets doing trials for a few years now, and I just wish they would, like, you know, push a little bit more, because it's great. Obviously they need to trial it, but you know, I think they got a great response from the trial, so why are they not pushing it out further? And there are things that they very easily could do, like with their fruit and veg, that's like a really easy one for them to transition to, whereas like I know that the lentils and the pasta might be a bit harder. But if they're already doing trials, I feel like we should hold them accountable to like actually moving past those trials, because that could just be like a publicity stunt and they don't actually do anything with it. So I think it's great, but you know, let's demand more from them. That's really the way forward for them to adopt these kinds of practices.
And I think if we can, a little tour of the shop
Yeah.
would be amazing. And maybe if you could show us like the top one product that gets, sold the most, and then maybe your personal favorite as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see.
Yeah.
These are our gravity dispensers. So you can basically put your container underneath and you pull the lever and it just kind of refills all of your containers automatically. We have kind of like chocolate treats, which are amazing and highly addictive. They're great. We have like pasta, rice. We have oats and cereals and nuts and seeds, lentils, beans. And then we have jars full of like nuts and seeds and herbs and spices. So we just refill them with the scoops. We also have our flour here and our sugar. And then down here we have our cleaning products. So they're on tap and you just put your bottle underneath and open the tap and they get refilled. Right now it's all done by me because we're serving customers from the door, but usually you'd be able to do it yourself. For example, we have our hand sanitizer here, our hand soap. We have all of our shampoo, body wash, conditioner, body lotion. Then we also just have like sustainable products like plasters without any plastic or bamboo toothbrush.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's really
also
smart.
Like this is our toothpaste tablets, so you can chew one instead of buying a tab of toothpaste. And
have you personally tried those ones?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. What like how different is it to normal liquid toothpaste?
So I would say that they foam up a little bit less, but you get used to it really quickly, and then it's quite nice. They're minty, so they taste really nice as well. We have toothbrushes. We have like natural deodorant, which is really popular. Then we have some bath salts, collapsible metal straws, eye cream. We also have coffee cups, which are in all these lovely straws, menstrual cups. Here we have vinegar and soy sauce on tap as well. Tupperware. These are our food wraps. These are cleaning products. So we have compostable sponges and like loofah washing up pads.
What's a compostable sponge?
Sorry?
What's a compostable sponge?
So instead of buying sponges that cloth sponges that you throw out, these are compostable. They're made out of plants.
Wow. Oh.
These, for example, are dish brushes. When you can replace the head, like you can buy a replacement head instead of buying the brush each time.
Yeah.
And then we have scourers that are made out of coconut and coconut fiber. Those are great.
Wow.
We have water bottles. Nice. We do sell jars as well. You know, if you don't have your own and you want to start, changing your pantry. But we do encourage people to use what they already have as much as possible.
Yeah.
We have crisps as well. These are in compostable packaging as well, which is hard to find.
Yeah.
And my personal favorite is this machine here. It's our peanut butter machine. So you just place the jar underneath and you press the button and the peanut butter comes out. You can see it's coming out already. And you get fresh peanut butter, which is delicious.
That's amazing. I wonder if we could do that with ice cream.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have coffee, which comes to us in these buckets, which we return to the roasters to refill.
Yeah.
This is our granola that comes in these tubs to be sent back to be refilled as well.
Did it take a lot of time to find the supplier for different products, or was it mostly like, oh, there's one ethical supplier, like we go with them, or do you have loads of different ones?
So we mostly prioritize suppliers who are gonna adapt to our circular systems. Like if they're gonna take our tubs back to be refilled, that is really important to us, and we try to, if they don't already do it, we try to convince them to do it, and to take on these ways of working with us. So for example, our cleaning products, they come in these tubs of 25 liters, which when they're empty, we send them back to the factory in Northamptonshire in an electric van to be washed and refilled.
Okay.
So completely zero waste, and they're a great company to work with. All of the products are biodegradable and vegan and cruelty-free.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We've got Bruce asking if you do local deliveries. Is that something you do yet?
So we started doing it as of lockdown. It's a new thing for us, and it has been working quite well. The only thing is we can only deliver in paper bags because we can't pick up containers and refill them and take them back. So, it's compostable, recycled paper bags, but paper bags not. But we understand that some people, if you're self-isolating and you need to get food, then it's a good option anyway.
Yeah. And is that all of London, or just near the shop?
So that's within 2 miles of the shop.
Okay.
Which is a big area, but it's in South London for now.
Yeah. Okay, nice. And what is your personal favorite product that you sell in the shop then?
So I love the peanut butter machine. It's very popular as well. Our muesli is super popular because it doesn't have any added sugar and it's just delicious. I have it every morning. And our granolas are great.
Great.
The chocolate treats are really good. The raw vegan crystallized ginger covered in chocolate is one of my favorites for sure.
Okay, cool. So if for people watching who have not had the pleasure of going to the shop yet, what's the address? How do we find you?
We're in Herne Hill. It's 19 Half Moon Lane, which is a really cute address.
Okay.
And if you have if you have containers already, bring anything you have. So a lot of people just bring like old plastic cleaning product bottles and we refill those, which is great. You can get so much use out of those. They really shouldn't be like single use. You can just bring like Tupperware or jars or boxes, bags, literally anything. We're happy to refill as long as it doesn't have like a hole in it. We'll be so happy to see you. We're open 6 days a week, just closed on Mondays.
Okay, great, cool. Well, you've heard it. If you're trying to start your plastic-free, refillable journey, head to Jarr Market. Thanks so much for the tour and for answering all my questions. It was lovely to virtually meet you.
Of course. If anyone has like questions or doubts or like needs more resources or needs advice, like feel free to text me on the shop's Instagram. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Great, cool. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for today.
No worries. Thank you for always helping out with our recycling.
No worries. And enjoy the rest of Plastic Free July and your refillable life as well.
Thank you. It was lovely to meet you.
You too. Bye, Jess.
Bye.
Bye.